Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. Week 15 in the NFL. We are talking with professional handicapper Doug Upstone. We are going to get his thoughts on false favorites and top underdogs from the NFL card this week. Doug Upstone, thanks for being back with us once again. What is your first false favorite or top dog for NFL Week 15?
Peter, my first one is going to be a top dog, and I'm looking to build on that 27-14-1 record in this segment. So let's see what I got, and it's going to be on Washington against Buffalo. Now, even I struggle to admit this, even to myself, let alone saying it in public, Peter, to you and all the people that are watching this. But in this matchup, I think Washington actually has a coaching edge with Jay Gruden. Oh, good. I said it. Okay, I'm good. Now, when I look at this team, I think the Redskins are going to have a game plan that is going to work for them because, like last week, I didn't think they had a chance really against Chicago, but they came through for their first road win, and I think they'll follow that up with a really good performance against a Buffalo team that, once again, is just finding ways to lose games with their coach Rex Ryan. Now, if you watch each one of his press conferences, what you always end up finding, there's always a reason. They didn't play well. They made turnovers. They made mistakes. It's the same song and dance every single week. I think that Washington takes advantage of the most penalized team in the NFL and goes to 6-2 straight up as an underdog winner.
Yeah, this one, Doug Upstone, looks to me like one of the toughest games on the card. If I had to make a play right now, I'd lean slightly towards the over at about 43.5, which was the last line I saw. I can certainly see your argument. The problem with this game for me, from my perspective, is that you can kind of make a strong argument for and a strong argument against both teams. But we trust you, Doug Upstone. Your record in this segment speaks for itself. What's your second false favorite or top dog for NFL Week 15?
I'm going to go with a false favorite on this one, and I think it's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Peter, there's no question that a Ben Roethlisberger versus Brock Eiler matchup really sounds like a mismatch. As a football handicapper, I certainly cannot say that Pittsburgh is not a good team. They're scoring over 35 points a game in their last five, and Denver is actually only on the season scoring a little over 21 points, no matter who their quarterback is. Nevertheless, Denver has the number one total defense. They have the number one points allowed defense. And I think at 6.5, that's an awful lot of points for Pittsburgh to be giving, even though they are at home. I think this is pretty far-fetched. Now, when I look at the Steelers' defense, okay, I am not impressed. I know that in the last 3 wins, they've only given up 39 points, but they have faced A.J. McCarron, a 40-year-old Matt Hasselbeck, and Josh McCown. Now, I'm not saying Brock Osweiler stands above the crowd, okay, of those quarterbacks. When I look at this, I just don't see it. I think that Denver is going to have a lot of pride coming off a loss, and Pittsburgh might win, but I definitely think it'll be by 4 or less.
Yeah, this is one of the most interesting games on the card, I think. Denver, of course, lost last week, but they shot themselves in the foot. Their defense actually did play great last week. Question is just who's going to have the upper hand here, Denver's defense or Pitt's offense, and I certainly can't argue against you suggesting that Denver's defense might have the upper hand or at least be strong enough to keep them within a touchdown. It is an interesting spread. What's your third false favorite or top underdog for NFL Week 15, Doug?
I'm going right back to the top underdog. I'm going to take the New York Football Giants. Now, for me, there's just something about Tom Coughlin and the New York Giants. They're going to lose games they shouldn't, but then they're also going to play really well in games you wouldn't think that they would. And I think this is one of those situations. I liked what they did in terms of coming back and bouncing back against Miami last week. And whenever they are in a game that is outside the NFC East and they're at home and an underdog, seems like you always get a great effort from the Giants. Now, after Carolina beat Green Bay, I looked at their schedule, and there was, to me, 2 trouble spots that could prevent them from having an undefeated season. One was New Orleans, which we saw that they came from behind, and this was the other one. Now, when you look at this, I think they have the Giants have the ability to step up just like they did against New England, which I gave a winner on this particular show on that one here. And then I also found a system that when teams like Carolina that are scoring 27 or more points, and after leading their last contest by 21 or more at the half, they're 4-20 against the spread in their next game the last decade. I think Big Blue covers the 5.5, and you know what, Peter? If they won the game, I would not be surprised.
Doug Upstone, I have to say I'm agreeing with you on that one. I actually did take the Saints against Carolina, although I didn't make my decision on that one until very close to kickoff, and I'm feeling the same way this week. I'm feeling like, as awesome as Carolina undoubtedly is, feeling like the Giants getting 5.5 probably the right side. Interesting thoughts as always, Doug Upstone. Thanks so much. We will talk to you again next week.